Welcome to From Here, where we discuss what it really takes to lead a great life and a great business, one conversation at a time. I'm Vanessa Oake Hogan, broker-owner of Century 21 United Realty. This podcast isn't just about real estate, it's about drive, discipline, and the people behind the success stories, from entrepreneurs and innovators to community leaders. I sit down with people I admire to talk about work ethic, business tactics, decision making, and how they're making impact in their own way. Let's get into it. Hi there, welcome to From Here. We are happy you're listening, and I'm very excited to have Garry Liboiron here. Garry is the former owner of Century 21 All-Pro in Cobourg, and Century 21 United recently purchased Century 21 All-Pro, and I brought Garry in today to tell his story about the history of the company and talk about Cobourg and several other things I think we'll touch on. So, Garry, thanks for making the trek up this morning.
Well, thanks, Vanessa, but it was a hostile takeover.
Yeah. I'm sorry for that. I just can't help myself. Yeah. So I wanted to start with talking about how All-Pro started.
Well, that's interesting. Originally in Cobourg, there was a Century 21 All-Pro. When I bought the company, it became All-Pro Bracket 1993 Limited. So we moved into the existing building, and everything was set up so nice and easy for us to just make the switch. And I was never interested in real estate. It's kind of weird how this whole thing happened, but here I am.
So what were you doing before real estate?
I was in manufacturing. I started, first 5 years I was in corrections in Bowmanville, and then I got away from that, and then I went to a new company in Cobourg, United Tire and Rubber. This is a weird story how things have switched around, by the way. United Tire.
Oh,
United.
Interesting. Sorry,
it just dawned on me this morning.
Yeah.
It just dawned on me this morning. But I started with United Tire and Rubber. It was a private manufacturer of off-the-road forestry mining tires. And I started there on the shop floor, working on the shop floor, frankly.
Like as a production worker or
as a production worker?
Okay.
As a production worker, building tires. I went from wearing a shirt and tie in corrections to getting dirty and tired, building tires, and I remember some of the workers were criticizing me. They called me out in the cafeteria. Said, "What are you doing, Liboiron? You're working too hard. Were you showing us up?" And I wasn't doing that. It's just the way I did. I believe in hard work, so I was doing that. And then they had a layoff in 5 months. I'd only been there for 6 months, and then they're going to lay off people. And then one of the managers asked me if I'd consider getting into management. I said, what the hell do I know? I don't know anything about management, but I didn't know anything about building tires either. So anyways, I jumped at that because I had a family to support. So all of a sudden now I'm in management as a quality control inspector. Okay. After 5 full months of building tires.
Wow, because they knew you were a hard worker.
Well, I guess it was just, but I must commend the guys on the floor that I worked with side by side. They were all happy for me. I am checking their quality and criticizing their quality when need be, but they all supported me. Yeah, which was interesting. The guy that called me out, he was in that same department, and I told him when he criticized, "What are you trying to do?" I said, "Well, I intend to be the manager in 5 years." I was just
joking around.
I was just yapping off to him, really, because some of these guys were sort of hardcore workers, and some belonged to Satan's Choice and that. Good guys. I mean, I had no problem with any of them. Anyways, within 5 years, I was a plant manager. Okay. So I was just yapping off. Yeah. But that's what happened.
Good for you.
And then a joint venture came up in China. We were the first Canadian joint venture in China. And we started negotiating with them in '83. Okay. Things developed pretty quickly. I'm the plant manager in Cobourg. We have about 550 employees in.
Wow.
But we got into a joint venture with China. You got to remember, if Cultural Revolution just ended in '79 in China, and that was not a good time. Not a good time. I never, in my wildest dreams, pictured I'd be in a communist country.
You were part of you were working on that as well, heading over to China and being a part of it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was, believe it or not, written into the contract.
Okay.
That I'd go there as a general manager.
Wow.
It was a far from the building tires in '75 on the shop floor, and now it's not even '85 yet. I'm plant manager now. I'm in charge of this joint venture over there, at least from the Canadian aspect of it. I brought 12 families over to China with me.
Wow.
We bussed them up in 2 big buses. April 1st, we left Cobourg to go to the airport. April 1st, we had a huge snowstorm. And thank God, because all the planes were delayed, because we were delayed on the highway. Anyways, we all ended up in China.
You still did go? And
12 families, yeah.
For how long?
I was there for just under 2 years.
Wow.
I told the girls, Tanya, Tamara, and Tara. Tamara was only 4 years at the time. That's a long time ago.
And she's the baby?
She was a baby, and Tanya had her 16th birthday there.
Okay.
And we were the only foreigners in the city of Tianjin, which at that time was about 7.5 million people.
Wow.
They didn't have accommodations. They put us in the college dorms because that's all they had. They didn't have any housing there. Things have changed. You wouldn't recognize how it was back then.
I've never been, but
It's just, well, it's not the China you see today. So we were quite an oddity there. We were round eyes, and that's what they called us. So
yeah.
I rode my bike. I'd ride my bike. I had a limo and a chauffeur to take me to work, but I didn't want to do that.
Oh,
I wanted to get in with the crowd.
Good
and
for you.
When I'm riding my bike, all of a sudden, before you knew it, swear to God, I had 40 or 50 Chinese people riding the bike beside me, saying hello,
Oh, wow.
just to practice their English.
Very good.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, good learning experience for all of you.
Yeah, and the girls were fabulous. I mean, I just said, all you got to do is give me 1 year, and then I'll send you home after that. And they never complained one bit. You know, big change for everybody.
Oh, gosh.
Especially young girls like Tanya.
And a 16-year-old. That
Yeah,
would
she
have
had
been
her
a tough
16th
one.
birthday there, but they were excellent.
Good.
Tanya was down there. This was on a college dorm, so she was there a lot talking with the Chinese students.
Okay,
and exchanging her English and learning some Chinese at that time.
Yeah.
That's all gone because we came back in '88. I got back, and then in what do I do now?
Because you decided to leave the company at that point? You
well,
didn't
they
want to
wanted
live
me.
in China
They wanted
forever.
me to become the vice president of sales, working out of China. And the problem is that their market area were world trouble spots.
Okay.
Iran, Iraq, and these other things and I had to leave my family in China and go and do that. And as weird as this might sound, I didn't know anything about sales. I didn't want to do sales. I knew the manufacturing. I felt really confident that, but I didn't want to become a salesperson. And more than that, I didn't want to leave my family in China.
Yeah.
Whether I was going around the world doing this. So
Not the lifestyle you wanted.
no, not at all. And then the plant in Toronto, in Rexdale, the main Canadian company, they wanted me to be vice president. I didn't want to go to Toronto. I didn't want to. I enjoyed my life too much in Cobourg. I enjoyed the lifestyle. I enjoyed playing sports at the time, and I didn't want to make that travel back and forth to Rexdale every day.
Good for you.
So I started looking at something else. A few of the other companies in Cobourg, they knew of me from my expedition to China because it was big news in Cobourg, and then they were meeting me at night times on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening in the plant to see if they can entice me to be their plant manager.
Wow.
And I didn't want to do that. Well, partially because the pay, what they were paying me was about a third or quarter of what I made in China. I got
Okay.
spoiled in China.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, it's time for me to maybe do something else. And that's when I thought I'd maybe look at real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Just from a person that didn't want to do anything with sales at all.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden but my heart wasn't in the real estate world, really. I did that for the first couple of years. I wasn't making any money.
Mm-hmm.
It was all me. I was doing some work for a company down in the States, doing some in the industry for manufacturing. They'd send me and pay me extremely well, but it was only like 2 days a month and stuff like that. So I'm in working now as a salesperson. In 1989, I made a whopping $13,000, and that was for the whole year. I was making more than that for a month in China.
Wow.
But it's all because of me. My heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
I was my heart was still in the manufacturing world. So the second year, I think I went up to about 13,500, and then all the money I had saved from being in China, buying a new car and paying off my house, etc., that was fast dwindling. And I'm thinking, I either have to get into this business or get out of the business. I said, I can't survive like this. And I guess it really hit home one day, probably into the year 3. I'm downtown, and by now I'm thinking, well, I played a lot of sports in town, and I ran a manufacturing company, and people knew me from. It was a small town, and but just for different things. But one of the guys said, "Garry, what are you doing these days?" And that was like a slap in the face.
Oh.
It really was. I thought, well, doesn't everybody know what I'm doing?
Okay.
And the answer is no. You got to let people know what you're doing. They can't be thinking about you as a hockey player or as a plant manager or going over to China. They got to see you what you are today, and you got to let them know what you are today. So that was a wake-up call for me. And then in 1993, I got to go back a bit, sorry. I'm sitting across the table, just like here, in the same office I have down in Cobourg now. And Sue Gimlet was the owner and broker of record.
Okay.
And she's interviewing me. And she asked me, what do you plan on? What are your plans? What do you see yourself at? And I said, again, just mouthing off and thinking, well, I think I'm going to be sitting in your position in 5 years.
You got to be careful what you
as
say.
The owner, I know, as the owner of the company. And that's what I said to her. It came back to haunt me because I was started in 89. In 1993, Sue and John Gimlet and Tony Pula approached me to see if I wanted to buy the company.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. But now I'm 44 and I'm buying the company, so I guess that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And that's how I got into real estate, really.
Yeah. And how was it a big company back then? Was that a?
We had at the time 55 agents.
Yeah.
37 working out of the Cobourg office, and 18, and it was considered a big company then in those days.
Yeah.
It's not so much in these days, but then it was. We had about a 22% market share on the real estate board. So it was fair size, yeah.
And it was Century 21?
It was Century 21.
Century 21.
Century 21 All-Pro Realty.
Yeah.
And I just inserted the 1993 Limited.
Yeah. Okay. So then you're into brokerage ownership, and you're selling as well?
Yeah, I wasn't selling as much. I was more. I was selling. I kept my license, and I still sell. But I wanted to know what was going on in the market, and my policy in the office was, you're not competing with me. If there's any indication that I'm competing with you, I'll back away.
Yeah.
I kept an open door all the time. I wanted to share ideas with the agents.
Yeah.
And I also trained the agents. I subscribed to Rick DeLuca's courses when we used to do the videos and the books and that, and we would do that once a week with the agent. So I really respected what he did, and that was our training at the time before everything became so computer oriented.
Right. So that was one of the keys to your success, is the coaching and training. And
well, I think it's crucial.
Yeah.
I remember taking my broker's license in Peterborough here, and taking my real estate courses at Loyalist in Belleville, and all the instructors were saying, you should join Century 21. They give the best training possible.
Yeah.
Back then, that was 1989.
Right.
They said, go there, and then after you get trained, which I never liked this, they then go somewhere else. I don't know what that mindset was, but they would say, go to Century 21 for the support and the training.
Yeah.
So when I finished my courses, I interviewed with 4 or 5 different brokerages in Cobourg. One guy I had to say no to right away because he wanted me to manage the company. Jeez. And I'm thinking, I know nothing about real estate, and you want me to manage a company? I'm thinking, wow, that's kind of weird. So anyways, when I went to Century 21, I liked the support there. I liked the setup. The name brand is important to me. So I guess Century 21 is now in my mindset, in my blood system now.
Yeah. And do you think the culture of the company you purchased was still, like, did you maintain that? Did you change things much when you took over?
I'd like to think that I changed it somewhat. I'd like to think that anyways, that I want to make it more friendly and not so much business oriented, and open door policies. And I wanted to share with our agents. Over time, things evolve, but I wanted to share with the agents what things are, what's happening financially and in the business. I don't know if we had that prior to that, but I think it's important to share with your agents and be honest with them of what you're doing and what you're trying to do, and through good times and bad times.
So it's a lot about communication. And when you say financial, do you mean like how the company's doing financially? Like
I wouldn't.
More of a team
I wouldn't come
aspect?
down to the dollars and cents, but I would let them know. Sometimes, and even today, I think agents today think that because they're doing really good, they have the mindset that the company must be doing fantastic.
Yeah.
The agents, they have changed somewhat from what I see. I mean, I don't know if they're as loyal as they once were. I was taught to be loyal whenever I worked for somebody, and if I had a problem, I'd go to the people and ask them. But today, it seems like a lot of people are just following that golden ring and maybe getting caught up on some of the things that come through from these pie-in-the-sky offices where you're not getting any support at all.
Right.
I don't know how they survive, to be honest with you, but they do, and they flourish. But I think a company such as yours, and I like to think such as mine, when you had a personal effect on people, and they're your family.
Yeah.
They become your family. They are. I mean, they lean on you for stuff. They tell you personal stuff. And they're looking for direction. So.
And you've shared with me several things you do to create that culture, but what are some of the best things you think you've done over the years to create that family feel? I mean, specific things like you were telling me about the events you used to hold and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we got a good crew. I mean, for example, Habitat for Humanity is one thing that we're partnered with, and some of our best times, or most fun times, really, we'd pay them a part of our commission each to Habitat. We'd give them, but we'd go on build days with them. We probably built over the years 4 or 5 homes with them.
Yeah,
and the agents love it. They can swing a hammer or use a saw, which is kind of dangerous, but they do that. So we've done a number of those, and that part of the team building, and they really enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
We do other things, walks, etc.
Like fundraising walks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're involved with Rotary heavily for years, right? You're involved.
Yeah, 25 years with them.
Yeah.
And that gave me other opportunities, frankly, for raising funds. We raised the funds for the new hospital. I was on the major fundraising committee because the president of Rotary was one of the biggest fundraisers in the Cobourg area, but he got me on that committee to go and do that. I mean, my part was small, but there was a major fundraising for the hospital, which we raised a lot of money. And then a few years later, another Rotarian, Gord and Patty, they asked Liz and I to be co-chairs on the fundraising for the community center, the Cobourg Community Center. and that was an honor. We raised a lot of money there, and we got a beautiful building down in Cobourg now. So those kind of things. The thing with being on fundraising committees, on the major fundraising, now you have to sort of lead by example. So the elevator in the Cobourg Community Center has the names of our parents on it.
Oh, very nice.
As dedicated to them.
Yeah.
So you have to put some money out too.
You do.
It's not just raising money.
It's
You
not just raising.
You got to lead by. But it was all good.
Yeah.
It's nice to look at that elevator and say, hey, there's our mother's names on that.
Very nice.
A couple of the dressing rooms are named after us.
That's great.
So and the kids and the grandkids are all play hockey there, so it's all good.
Yeah. Very good. And I think back to the team building, those community events or anything you're doing with the group, we do a lot of events as well. And sometimes I think that agents get a little overwhelmed because it's so much and we don't expect them to come to everything, but they can pick and choose. But it's always a positive experience because team is so important in this business, right? And it is a lonely business. If you're selling real estate, you could go weeks without selling anyone if you're not coming to the office, without seeing anyone, without coming into the office and talking to people. So by having these types of events, it really builds the culture. We feel it's really important.
You're absolutely right, and I think coming into the office is important.
Yeah,
I really believe that. I think you no man's an island. You got to be in there and you talk to people and you can share ideas, and it doesn't have to be all business.
No,
I mean, a lot of that is social and fun too.
Yeah,
it's not all business oriented, but you can relate because you're going through the same kind of thing. So I think it's very important to have the team atmosphere. I always believe strongly played a lot of sports over my years. I just love the team atmosphere. I love how you work together, and that's sort of what I like to think that I brought to Century 20, and I'd like to think that, and we work that way, and there's no secrets. People are free to talk to each other and discuss things and go and look at a house together and get an idea and get some input, and people are free to give that kind of information.
Yeah.
So I think that's all important.
Yeah, I feel like people will feed off the energy too, and it gets them motivated, gets them excited about things, and I think there's not, every brokerage isn't for everybody, and some people really thrive in that remote environment, but we're offering that team environment. We want you to feel like you're a part of something big, and we really believe people succeed even more when they're together. So, yeah.
Well, you see that. I mean, and that's something, a tribute to your dad as well. He brought that here, but he also brought that and made me feel very welcome way back in '93. I mean, I didn't know your dad at all. Now I'm the broker owner of Century 20 in Cobourg, and then I soon became thanks to your dad, he got me into being the chair of the different brokerages in the area.
The broker council?
Yes.
Yeah. He roped you into
son
that?
Son of a gun. He got me there. He said, you'll be good at it. You'll like it. Anyway, so I did that, and he got me doing that for a few years, and it was fun. But I get to meet your dad once a month. We'd do that when we'd do it sometimes up in Peterborough, sometimes in Cobourg.
Okay.
And at that time in the 90s, we had 7 or 8 brokerages all around the lakefront in Oshawa and Bowmanville. But as a chairperson, broker council, you'd get to go to Vancouver once a year when we did the NAF, which was the advertising fund and the meetings, and you meet Cherry Charlerwood and Lobby, and your dad was always there because the company always did well, so he got to go as one of the top 21 companies in Canada, and they'd set policy. But I was always with your dad out there in those days, and I loved it. But he made me feel welcome. Yeah. And then when he back in Cobourg, he would put these contests in, and him and I would do these various little contests about competitions for sure. And it was all rated by how many agents you had. But we would do a weekly basis. He'd phone down. We had a thing, and we do it at the sales meetings. How many listings did you get this week? How many sales did you have this week? And our competition was that the losers had to come down to your office, and we arranged a magical mystery tour. We didn't tell anybody. Your dad and I knew where we were going, but we had a bus, and he brought probably 30 or 40 agents down to Cobourg.
Yeah.
And
picked you all up.
We picked us up and we did our magical mystery tour. We knew where we were going. The agents didn't know. We got on this bus and then we started going to all these bars that we probably wouldn't go to normally.
Yeah.
And different in Warkworth, in Campbellford, in Colburn.
Nice.
And we probably hit about 5 or 6 bars that day, which was probably about 4 too many. But we went to the bar, and then it ended up in a beautiful resort in Northumberland Heights restaurant, which was at that time a premier German cuisine restaurant. And we won, our Cobourg won, just by a bit, but we won. So we went on this we did this trip, and we ended up at this restaurant, and nice fancy German restaurant, beautiful schnitzels. So Cobourg's sitting down there, and Peterborough sitting down there, and then the dining comes out with the meals, and we had these great big huge platters with schnitzels and sauerkraut and everything you can think of it, and we were generous to Peterborough agents. We gave them, I think we gave them hot dogs and French fries, and they all were looking at us. But we had planned that then they'd get the schnitzels too. So
yeah, fun.
That started in the morning, and that probably ended at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez,
that trip.
A lot of bonding on those trips.
Yeah, but that was
and
something
nonsense.
it was, and your dad did a lot of that stuff. And when in those days we used to do cruises out of Toronto Harbor.
Yeah.
And
I've heard about those too.
Your dad arranged all that, but he'd always invite us.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
It was fond memories for sure.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, it was really sweet. And
he would have loved.
I think about that a lot. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's probably how this all came together, right?
Yeah, probably. A lot of respect for your dad. A lot of respect for you. I think what you're doing is amazing. I'm really, really impressed.
Thanks, Garry.
And I really couldn't be happier to see our company become your company. Seriously, I mean that.
Well, I think we have a lot of similarities happening. So
yeah, I think so. I love it. My girls love you, so it's all good.
Yeah, we love you guys. Ainsley and I got to sit with your family at the Christmas party last weekend, and Ainsley was really impressed, as am I. So we're really excited for this opportunity, and it's really important to me that we carry on what you've started, and looking forward to build on that. But is there anything you want Cobourg people, community to remember about Century 21 All-Pro? Is there any message you want to send out there?
No, not really. I mean, I like to think that we're well respected in the community.
Yeah, I think you are.
Through the stuff that with the hospital and the Cobourg Community Center and supporting the kids and supporting the community and Rotary was a big part of my life. We did Rib Fest and we did Waterfront and we were a big part of that. So and they knew who we were. No, I think it's all good. I'm sort of sad to basically more or less leave the company, but I'm really happy with you being there.
Well, thank you. And what do you do from here? So it's been an adjustment already. It's only been a few weeks since it officially happened. And how are you feeling? And
well, I'm getting hell when I go in the office. They're saying, "Dad, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
But they were giving me hell before.
So Garry's 2 daughters are a big part of the company, and we're really excited that they're staying on board for this transition and hopefully forever. So they're giving you heck. They want you to just take a break. And
yeah, they're saying, but I've been, I think I mentioned before, like Liz and I, we have a house in Arizona. We've had it for 14 years. And for 14 years now, we've been going to Arizona for anywhere from 3 to 5 months of the year.
Nice.
And meanwhile, Tanya and Tamara have been taking care of it while we're there. But the nice thing with today's technology is that you could do FaceTime, you can call and be available for any business questions if you want, and to talk to the family, So we've been doing that for more or less 14 years. I don't see myself changing anything. There's nothing that I've missed in my life. There's nothing else that I don't have any plans of doing anything. I'm going to be around to answer questions or to be there for support, or if you have any questions whatsoever at any time.
That's great.
My intention is to be available give me something to do. I don't see myself going at home and basically just golfing or doing that. That doesn't interest me.
You got too much energy, and if you're up at 4 a.m., you're going to have to find something to do with your time.
Well, I send messages now to Tamara sometimes that early, and she answers them.
Yeah, she's an early bird too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Garry, so much for being here, and thank you for this opportunity. I don't want to let you down. I'm going to do my best to honor everything you've created and your vision and the culture and maintain that and build on that. And I look forward to working with Tanya and Tamara and you, of course. So thanks for everything. Welcome to Century 21 United.
Thanks. It's come full circle now. I started with United in the tire business, and now I'm at United in the real estate business.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
It's a good sign. Thank you.